What was this? Oh my goodness. So I watched the full extent of the Madison Square Garden rally, the Trump rally. And I don't know why he would do such a thing. Because for me personally, I would argue that this was a major backfire. Because when you have events like this and then you have these guest speakers, what it did, the reason why it backfired is because it reminded the American people, oh, that's right, you guys are crazy. That's all. I forgot for a second, you guys are crazy. Thank you for reminding me. Because he's coming off of the Joe Rogan interview. I saw that. For me, it was a nothing burger. It was just a bunch of glazing and a snooze fest. I mean, if you were an undecided voter, I don't know what that would do for you. I just don't know. Regardless, it didn't harm him. That's the issue. I think moving forward, as we get closer, 7 days out from the election, what needs to be happening is anything that could potentially harm a candidate. If it doesn't do anything to a candidate, then it's okay, it's whatever. But if it harms a candidate, that's a problem. This Madison Square Garden event, I think it harmed him to an extent. I very much think so. Because like I said, it reminded people that this is the party of unhinged, okay? This is the party of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And one thing that I've noticed when it comes to these rallies, I've seen Kamala Harris's rally. I saw the last one when you had, Samuel L. Jackson, you had Tyler Perry. I've seen that. You had, Beyonce. I've seen those. And I've seen Trump's rallies. And the stark difference between the two is that on Trump's rallies, anyone who comes forward solely and exclusively talks about Trump and is just glazing Trump. Trump is a savior. Trump is going to save the world. Trump is, God, King, Emperor. And that's not what I hear at Kamala's rallies. You just don't. You hear about, hey, we need to move the country forward. We got to progress, the American people, yada, 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 yada. And when it comes to this particular Madison Square Garden rally, it was just all over the place of loonies. You start off with this, comedian who's making these jokes, right? Talking about Puerto Rico is trash, talking about, watermelon jokes about black people.
There's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
I'm just like, where are we right now? Is this 2024? Watermelon jokes, is that really what we're going to for jokes for black people? You're talking about, Latinos, they don't pull out, just as we can see with this country. I don't know. I don't know. I thought a lot of them were lewd and very crude. Especially if there's kids there. I'm just like, it struck me as a complete opposite of what the party wants to allege that they're going for. Because they want to go for, hey, we're the party of parents, we're the party of children, we got to protect the kids. And then you have a comedian who's giving, adult vulgar jokes that aren't really funny. And the crazy part is they always want to hide behind, well, it's just a joke, bro, it's just a joke. And I'm like, I hear you. But it seemed that all the jokes happen to be targeted towards a specific group of people, okay? That's what it seemed like. I didn't hear any jokes about white people. Did you? Did he say one joke about white people? No. So it seemed that it was always attacking everyone but white people. Then you get into one of the other speakers, David, this guy named David, and he's talking about, hey, what you guys said, Kamala is, the Antichrist. She's the devil.
In fact, she is the devil, whoever screamed that out. She is the Antichrist.
And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to tell you. I think you've lost me when you start calling your opponent the Antichrist. When you start calling the opponent the devil. I think that's right in line there with calling, Trump Hitler. And as ironic as that may be, given the fact that his own VP called him that, I don't know, you lose me there. You just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It seems very much like a cult. When you're constantly talking about how great Trump is, look at Trump. you know, by having these rallies, as I said before in my intro, is it reminds people, oh, you guys are crazy. You guys are unhinged. This is not what I want in the White House. This is not what I want near the White House. Oh, that's right. You guys did do January 6th. And you just remind people of all the reasons that they weren't going to vote for you. If they had just kept quiet, if they just, I don't know, just appeared normal, none of this would have happened. And then you have, Dr. Phil, who's not even a doctor. He's talking about, oh, DEI, and Trump's not a bully.
This country was built on hard work, added value, and talent, not on equal outcome, not on DEI.
What?
Of all the people to talk about DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and talk about how the country was built off of hard work, there is a special place in hell for this level of gaslighting, for this level of just detachment from reality. Sir, you are an example of DEI. You were brought on, your claim to fame was given to you by a black woman. You were the DEI, okay? You were the diversity in this hire. And then you have him talking about, oh, it was hard work, hard work. It was built not off of hard work, okay? It was built off of slave labor. The way they whitewash history is extremely weird and extremely perverse. It makes the issue worse. You just exacerbate any issues and any divisions there are. Because if we can't even tell the truth of where we came from, then how do we expect to get to anywhere? And then lastly, you have people like Tucker Carlson, who is like trying to criticize Kamala Harris, talking about she's Malaysian and she's low IQ and all this. I'm just like, how is that an insult? I don't understand. How is Malaysian an insult?
As the first Samoan Malaysian low IQ former California prosecutor ever to be elected president, it was just a groundswell of popular support.
And it just strikes as anything but white is an attack to them. It's an insult to them. I won't even bring up Stephen Miller. I'm talking about America is for Americans. And, we know what they mean by America, okay? We know what that means. That didn't include black people. If you look as far as the founding of the Constitution, when you look as far as the history of this country, when we look at Independence Day, none of this included us. This was never about us. So when they say things like that, and then when they enact policies, such whether it's against black people, whether it's against, immigration and certain immigrants, right? Because how they responded to the Ukraine and the refugees there is very different from how they responded to everyone else, especially when it came to Haitians. I've never seen someone on horse going with a whip and doing so when they say things like that, they're really just showing who they are. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it reminds people, oh, let me not vote for these people. But it's also a curse because it's like, oh, these people still exist in this country. It's a double-edged sword, really, most of the part. So I don't think this rally did anything for anyone, really. Most of the speakers didn't have a picture of doom and gloom. It was mainly either glazing Trump. There was no future presented, right? That's the issue. It was just a bunch of sycophants. And then in New York, of all places, why are you in New York? You're not going to win New York. So I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I think it was a definite disaster of a rally. Definite disaster. Just the PR from it is just a disaster. But I guess we'll see come November, bro. Come in a few days. We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas showed absolutely unity against, fascist, Marxist, communist, Kamala, and we're going to win. Or if you believe, I think it did the opposite. I think it showed people for them to be very unhinged and unstable by the words that they were saying. And I don't know how this was disproving them being in a cult by upholding, the cult leader, which is Trump, which making this all about Trump, all this about Trump. And it's just a bit weird. Just weird. I don't know what to tell you. Weird and off-putting is how I describe it. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, Disagreement Day. You call in and we'll duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about the rally. And subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head.